AI talk is everywhere. And if you're not using it yet, you might be feeling a little bit behind. I'm here to tell you that you're not, but it is time to start. The good news is most of your competitors probably aren't using AI efficiently yet. So that gap is actually your biggest advantage right now. Real quick, I'm Morgana. I've spent the last 10 years helping small businesses cut through the noise and actually get results with their marketing. I run Red Door Consulting, and I work with business owners every single day who are smart, busy, and don't need or want more marketing tips. They just want less things to add to their plate, and they actually want real marketing tips and real results. So back to AI. If you don't have a dedicated marketing person, your options are learning it yourself, trusting a salesperson, or hiring an agency. All three of these cost you something that maybe you don't really have: time, money, or a combination of both. I know as a small business owner myself, lack of time is my biggest pain point, and it might be yours too. So I want to share some direct stats that have come out in 2026 regarding AI and businesses. I'm going to read some of these right from where I pulled them from. From Advertising Week, they recently said 74% of owners report that they are actively forcing themselves to increase the time they spend on marketing, because we know we need marketing, and it is probably one of the hardest things to get yourself to do when you're wearing a million other hats and you have a million other things to do every single day. Another stat that they shared is 68% of owners expect social media, both organic, where you're not paying for ads, and paid ads, to be their most valuable marketing channel, with email marketing is a close second at 41%. I found some other really interesting stats that I want to share. This is from Scripps News. A survey of 1,000 American small business owners found that today's entrepreneur is simultaneously playing customer service representative, marketer, bookkeeper, social media manager, and creative director, often with little idea of how much each role would demand. And if this sounds like you, which if you are a solopreneur or you have a small team, it probably is, you know how it feels to be wearing many different hats and you have many different things to do each day. So this is where AI really can come into play and make your life so much easier. Another stat that they shared is more than half, 54%, said that they spend more time on creative and marketing tasks than they anticipated when they launched. 56% reported that those tasks pull them away from core business operations at least once a week. Does this sound familiar? Is this resonating? Like, are you in this boat saying, yes, I am this person. I am spending way too much time figuring out what to do with marketing, trying to implement it while I'm running my business and doing everything else. Another stat that they shared, which I think is probably the biggest one, is the average entrepreneur is spending over 200 bonus hours annually on their marketing. And if you think about how much an hour of your time is worth, every single hour that you could be spent on actual operations inside your business, running your business instead of running in your business, time away from your kids, time away from your spouse, time away from your friends, time away traveling and doing the things that you really love. Like, I know I started my business specifically to have more freedom, but sometimes it feels like I can barely take a weekend off. I definitely can't take 2 weeks off. And every time I leave my house, I do take my computer with me. So if you are in that same boat where you feel like you're spending all this extra time and there is one thing that you could offload, marketing should be the thing. If you're looking at your time, and let's say the average is $150 to $250 an hour that we as business owners value our hours. So if you're spending 200 bonus hours every year on marketing, that's not a small number. So we're talking about, on the low end, 30K, on the higher end, 50K, but that's probably a lower number. If you really think about the value of your time and the value of your life, it's probably a lot higher than that. If you're looking at your time compared to using an AI CMO, and even if an AI CMO can save you 5 hours a week, That's like $1,000 every single week in reclaimed time for you, however you want to spend it. You know, we all started our businesses for different reasons, but think about, why did you start your business? And was it to do marketing? Probably not. You probably started your business because you're passionate about your business. And there are so many things that are involved in marketing nowadays, and it changes so quickly. You could easily spend all of your time on marketing. But again, that's probably not why you started your business. So why not offload it? We talked a little bit about your options as a small business owner already. You can learn marketing yourself. You can trust a salesperson, whether they're social media or TV or radio or print, or you can hire an agency. All of those are going to cost either time or money. An AI CMO is a fourth option that didn't really exist until recently. And if you think about every single marketing decision you've made this week, what to post, what to say in an email, what to make a video about, whether or not to run an ad, how to explain what you do and how to reach the right people, how many hours did you spend? And how much time did that take away from running your actual business that you're passionate about? Now, I want you to imagine somebody who's in your corner, who already knows your business, knows your goals, and can give you answers in like 30 seconds. And this is completely possible with an AI CMO. Why does this matter? Speed equals revenue. Businesses who are using AI and who are actively implementing and embracing it are moving faster and they're implementing faster, which means they are probably hitting their revenue goals faster. I looked at some research from McKinsey, and marketers who are using AI, and you're a marketer at this point, right? You can be up to 15 times faster than anybody who's not using AI. And there are a lot of reasons why somebody might feel kind of apprehensive about using an AI CMO, whether it is you're just not familiar with the technology, or you want to hire real people, or it's a big learning curve. Whatever the reason is, you have the choice where you can stay where you are and get left behind, or you can embrace AI. It doesn't mean you're necessarily putting people out of work, because you will always, always need a human touch. It just means that you can move faster, you can implement new products faster and new ideas faster. Your outputs can be more on point and less generic, and you can work on other things that provide more revenue and that provide more value for your customers instead of spinning your wheels doing marketing. A couple of these McKinsey stats. Their research estimates that organizations that are implementing agents in their workflow and marketing can expect to see a 10 to 30% revenue growth because their marketing is hyper-personalized. And that's huge. And the 15 times faster number is because you're speeding up your brainstorming, you're speeding up the vetting of new ideas and new processes and new products, and then you're implementing those faster. And this is from McKinsey specifically. They said resources previously spent on processes and operations that are being reallocated towards directly reaching consumers is resulting in humans focusing on the more important tasks and higher ROI from data-driven marketing, media, and creative performance. So what can an AI CMO actually do for your business? I'm a big believer that you still need a human touch. And by becoming faster and more efficient, plus having the power of the entire internet and all of its knowledge in your corner, you could reasonably expect to have your AI CMO take over the lion's share of things like campaign and brand strategy, creative and content production, content optimization, product marketing, media optimization, sponsorships, local marketing, SEO and AEO, website design, analytics, data analysis, and general operations. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg. And the beautiful thing about this is you don't have to use an AI CMO for every single one of these things, but you implement it for the things that are taking up the most time in your day and the most time in your week and that are the biggest headache. And then you just use that time for something else that is much more valuable, because you are not a computer. The computers can make us faster, and AI will make us faster, and it is making us faster. But you have the unique ability to tell your story and create a human to human connection that a computer will never do. So you should be using your time for something so much more valuable than writing copy that a computer can do, or optimizing something, or doing data analysis. When a computer can do it so much more quickly, why not use your time for your true talents and passion and just offload that stuff that really doesn't provide value, but it does eat up so much of your time? The cost reality is probably the biggest driver of this, and we all know AI is incredibly accessible and inexpensive. So nowadays, you don't need thousands of dollars every month in salaries and benefits and insurance. The average full-time CMO base salary is $225,000. That's a 2026 stat. And that doesn't count like benefits, 401k, vacation time, the insurance, the taxes, all the things that you have to add on to that. Fractional CMOs, where you're hiring somebody, to kind of step in and do that, can range about $5,000 to $15,000 a month. So you're looking at a 40 to 70% savings overall. And if you have an AI agent implemented into your business, that cost savings is even greater. Or, like what we talked about before, you can spend your time and your energy learning all the things, implementing it, and being your own marketer. But unfortunately, that just takes you away from running your business. An AI assisted marketing strategy can give you amazing strategic output for a fraction of the cost of either hiring somebody or doing it yourself. More and more businesses are adopting this. A new chamber report found that almost 60% of small businesses are using AI for their business operations. So that is more than double it was in 2023. The ones that have started using it recently, most are saying that they wish they had started sooner. And frankly, 6 months from now is going to come whether you adopt AI into your business or whether you don't. The businesses who adopt AI early are going to be running literal laps around the ones who waited. So this is the perfect time. If you've been on the fence about whether or not to utilize AI, or if you're not really sure where to start, just start somewhere. Utilizing either an AI marketing strategy or going all in and having an AI CMO is probably going to be the right call, because the businesses who wait are going to be so far behind. So this is a beautiful opportunity for you to get ahead of everybody else. To utilize AI or to get started, you don't need a big budget. It's super accessible. You need the right setup. You can learn this on your own. I'm going to be sharing a whole bunch of AI tips because I love it so much. You can also go on YouTube. There's so many things. And if you're just looking for somebody to offload it, there are so many solutions out there for people to actually help you implement this for your business, us included. And even if social media is your only marketing channel right now, having AI built in your system the right way is going to make sure that everything it outputs is not generic and it's super custom to your business and your goals, and most importantly, your brand voice. So I would love for you to follow me for more marketing tips and insight that you can actually use. I focus on no fluff, just real talk for real businesses.